Welcome back to another episode of the Solo Inter podcast. And I mean, what an ending to the match, Manish. Jesus.
Crazy.
1-3. We've beaten Hell. Yeah, we've beaten Hellas Verona. And I've got two words to say. Joaquin Correa, man. What a debut. What an amazing debut. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm just, kind of stunned right now because I didn't expect that kind of a debut from him. Like, I was a bit on the edge when it was 1-1 because Hellas Verona was sitting deep and it was hard to break them down. And then in comes Joaquin Correa, and then that looping header and that second goal. Just give me your initial thoughts, Manish.
It's crazy, man. I don't think I have
Yeah,
seen a debut of any Inter player this
yeah,
good. And what an impact, man. Just last 10 to 15
yeah,
minutes he comes on and
mm-hmm.
poof, that's it. It's
Yeah,
magical. It's magical.
yeah,
Okay, although it's very early, I don't make any comparisons, but this guy's playing style, just like, behind the strikers, more like a Kaka type player, Vicky Kaka.
yeah.
This guy,
And
what a
and yeah,
header,
let me
what a
just
left foot.
let me just clarify. Manish means it as terms of playing style, not quality. Please don't get him wrong. Yeah, you can go
No,
ahead.
his physique,
Otherwise,
his build, his
yeah,
height,
yeah,
and good with both feet.
yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God, what a player! What a player! And the best part
What?
is,
Yeah.
I think 2 weeks back I said that Lukaku and
Mm,
Hakimi, both of them are gone out of the team. It's like the cherry of the
mm,
cake is taken. And those
mm,
exact
mm.
words Simon Inzaghi just now said in his press conference that he is the cherry on the cake. So the cake is
Yeah,
anyhow
before the
tasty on
match.
its own, and
Mm,
now
yeah,
it's like it's a cherry on the cake. So brilliant! What a
yeah.
crazy match, man.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I'm stunned myself. Like, I was a bit worried after, but first of all, first things first, I was glad that we got the first goal early. That was really important, in my opinion. Amazing assist from Dzeko. He did that flick on header for Lautaro. Lautaro's pressing was good, in my opinion. But I think overall, we made a lot of individual technical errors in the match. I think that's something that needs to be ironed
Yeah,
out, and even defending. But
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
sticking.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Manish. Go ahead.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Sorry, stopped you.
Yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to say that sticking to the positives. Yeah, I mean, I can't agree more. Like Vidal especially amazing off the bench. 2 games he's had an important impact off the bench. That pass for Darmian, amazing. Is the vision, the precise power, and Darmian, kudos to him. I think he was definitely our top two player today because in the first half he saved us on multiple occasions, and in the second half he showed he can be decent going forward. So amazing. And I just now let's follow a certain pattern. Let's break the match down. So just tell me, what do you think of the first half? Where do you think we could have improved? Like, what's your take on it?
No, first off, I'll tell you, this was the first away match, I think, with the fans for Inter. So Inter, I expected to face some difficulty because all of a sudden the fans and atmosphere and stuff. And Inter struggled off, I think. I think Lautaro had an
Mm.
early shot. But other than that, what a stupid mistake by Handanovic.
Yeah,
It's not the first time. It's like he's made last season, has made a lot of errors. And we thought
mm.
like this error is going to be very costly. And I think where was the player? Skriniar was way ahead and Brozovic was
Yeah,
back. And he didn't pass
exactly.
to the feet. He tried to pass ahead so that Brozovic can run to the ball, which he wrongly
Mm.
intercepted. But first half was very
Exactly.
dull for me. We didn't have much chances. We didn't shoot much. Zeko was coming too much behind, and it seemed a lot of confusion, Zeko and Lautaro. But the first half for
Mm.
me was quite below par. What about you? What's your first
Mm.
half take?
I agree. Like, see, I respect Handanovic a lot. I'm not going to go out and disrespect him. I was really angry, but after the error he made, like, okay, fine. I know the tactic is to play out of the back, but clear for once, man. Brozovic is getting pressed. As you said, there was no screen here. Just clear it. Just clear it. And the problem is they had Barak and Zakani pressing. We had discussed how good they are at doing
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
then, Illich kept his head cool and chipped it over him. So, these kind of things need to be ironed out. And I can't blame Inzaghi for that. Although
No,
I would
but
like to, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, no, the Inzaghi's point is okay. Handanovic made the mistake, yes, but again, they went on passing. I think it's like every goal
Yes,
kick
yes,
was passing on,
yes,
and that's something we see.
yes,
Handanovic is not a keeper which is good at ball at feet. Conti tried to put that in him, but he's no
yeah,
Ederson, he's no Allison, he's
yeah,
Handanovic, so he doesn't have the technique.
yeah.
Like last week, we saw two mistakes from Chesney, so this could be costly. So, but like you said,
Yeah,
it's I don't blame the coach, but I think the coach has to change this because a lot
yeah.
of balls he had with Handanovic on feet.
Yeah, and the surprising thing is we have got height up top. It's not that we don't have it. Jeko is there, so you
Yeah,
can try to aim for him. You can mix it up. I'm not saying go long all the time or go short. Just mix it up so that the opposition themselves can't predict. So coming to the second half, Manish, of course that's where the last three of our goals came, not two. So what's your take on it? What changed for you? What do you
the
think was
second
better?
half, yes, I think Inter came up with that motivation. We had to do something changed. I think Inzaghi must have literally drilled the team
Mm,
at halftime, like, what the fuck is going on? Go on, play with the heads on. And
mm,
immediately within, I think, 1 minute and 10 seconds, we scored. And what a long throw by Perisic, this guy. Like you had mentioned a Zeko's flick on, but I think it wasn't Zeko's. It was the defender who slightly, what's not defender, the Hogla, Martin Hogla, the
mm,
midfielder who flicked it on by
mm, mm,
mistake. The second flick was Zeko's, yes. But Lautaro, nonetheless, we know he's great in finishing. He headed
mm.
straight at the keeper. Keeper's at fault. He could have
Yeah,
kept it away. But it
yeah.
was amazing, amazing
Mm,
goal. But after that, again, the match was a 50-50 battle. It was very
mm,
interesting.
mm,
But I think matches that changed were the subs when Arturo Vidal came in. And again, this is where I said a lot of times, Simeone Inzaghi doesn't have a fixed formation. He is very flexible. All of a sudden, removed
mm,
Brozovic because all this while we are seeing Brozovic play all 90 minutes throughout. For
mm,
the first time, you remove
mm.
that anchorman, defensive player, you remove. And then I think it was Barella and Brozovic, Barella and Vidal behind. And
Vidal.
yes, and Hakan in the front position. It was
Mm.
a triangle
And
midfield.
yeah, honestly, I'll tell you, I did get a bit worried when he took that much time to make those subs. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm waiting, make those subs. But then, of course, he's a coach for a reason, and he, I think, timed it well because I know Vidal claims to be in top shape, but we have seen his physical problems, and I think he came on at the right moment with the right energy to make the difference. And as we said, amazing from him. And I think Hakan overall was decent, not the best of performances, but I think his crosses or certain passes and link up was causing problems for Hellas Verona because you could see Hellas were finding themselves out of position defensively. Even the third goal, okay, I like Tucu's finish. I'm not going to take anything from that, but there was a lot of space there to shoot. So yeah, I think Hakan was okay. Uh, Manish, I don't think we'll give specific ratings. So do you want to go ahead and give
yeah,
ratings
no, no,
from here?
I don't want to
Okay.
give ratings. And see,
Yeah, not
normally
now.
what happens in this type of matches, we always have one player who stand out. But this time, I could proudly say it was a team performance. Like you
Team
said, for
performance.
me, three, Korea was really good. It was
Amazing.
Arturo
Darmian
Vidal and
and
Darmian.
Darmian.
Darmian, first
Darmian.
half, so many. He played like a fourth center back. And the best part is
Yes.
every set piece, all the three center backs go ahead. Darmian is the
Mm,
only one behind.
mm,
And
mm,
this guy, I'm telling you, he's going to be an underrated player. He's not going to get the
mm.
appreciation. He's not going to get a lot of
Yeah, he
things,
never.
but he is so vital. And I
Yeah.
understand why coaches like him. Yeah. And this
Mm.
guy is very good, very good. And but
Just, just, just sorry. I was just going through a stat. Don't mean to cut
yeah,
you off.
yeah, yeah.
Darmian had the Darmian. Sorry, was even if like stat sounds not ideal per se, he had the least touches per se. But yes, he had the least touches. But you see the movements he was making throughout the match, as you said, as a fourth center back almost, right? In the
Yeah.
half space, you remember those two driving runs he made at the back to
Yes,
block
yes,
the
yes.
crosses, exactly. So the stats might tell you, yeah, he had the fewest touches, but whenever he got certain touches in, he was efficient in all of them, and he made the right tackles. Yeah,
And
sorry,
we
go ahead.
told us on the left side, Lazovic and Zakani, they combined a lot. And
Yes.
Skriniar a couple of times, Skint again, a
Uh,
couple of times.
yeah,
But Darmian saved our asses. He came back
yeah.
and he ran, he blocked
Kudos
it.
to him. And
Kudos
yeah,
to him.
and yes, I know after watching Darwin, some people will, of course, start banter or probably start wondering about Dumfries' role. Will this guy get a chance? I'm like, okay, so I just have want to say that be patient. Dumfries needs time to adapt. Okay,
That's
he
what I
is
said, you,
new to the
yes.
league. Yes, yes. Give him time to adapt. It's not. I know he didn't play at all today. Just let him have his time to adapt. As long as we know our players can do the thing wherever they play, let them do it. And this is how Dumfries will learn. Yeah, this is how he's going to learn from Darmian, from the left wing back as well. Because they have a similar role overall. So that's how they're going to learn. So I just am going to bring up 2-3 stats more because why not?
Yeah, yeah. Sure, sure,
Uh,
sure.
yeah. So yeah, I think I had one for Lautaro Martinez, 50th goal for Inter
50th goal,
tonight.
half century. That
Yes,
was good. Yes.
yeah, amazing. And I don't like reading this one out because I feel bad for him. But Handanovic is the most player since the beginning of Serie A who has made the most errors leading to goal.
Oh, all
I
right.
feel bad. I feel bad for him, man. Like, but Manish, like, what do we do? See, I know Marotta said the Mercato is closed, but do you think they've made a mistake somewhere? They could have spent that extra 5-6 million and bought a keeper right away. Well, just your brief take on it.
No, I don't think 5 or 6 million get a good keeper. Handanovic has a
Because
season
no,
in
no,
him.
I'll tell you why I said 5-6 million, because Onana's price was that was the price quoted by Ajax for Onana, around 8 million. So that's why I was quoting that. So what do you think? Do you think we should have pushed for Onana and got him right away?
See, the idea was to get Onana, but again, we are really short on funds, so I don't think
Yeah.
we're going to spend any buck. Every single buck counts at this point. So
Mm.
Onana pretty much is going to be keeper next season.
Mm.
Handanovic will run out his contract. Is this last
Mm.
year for Handanovic's contract? Or
Yeah. Last year. It's his last year, and I think we will have to somehow make do with it. Maybe the management reconsiders it in January, because it was unacceptable, Manish. I'm sorry. Like, you can see Brozovic is getting pressed, and how many times we have seen that when Brozovic gets pressed, he's more often than not beaten. You remember Kulusevski giving him a hard time last season versus US.
yes,
So it is what it
yeah.
is. And just one last stat before we cap off, or before whatever we move on to something else. Tucu Correa is the first player to debut with a brace in Serie A with Inter since Pazzini in 11. Yeah,
Yes,
I remember that.
I was
Yeah,
going to say
so
that
I
Palermo
didn't.
match,
Yeah,
Pazzini was crazy.
yeah, I remember that, but I didn't realize Tucu Correa has been the first one since then. So amazing. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So no, the Pazzini was the last time I remember what some player had impact. I think Inter was
Mm,
losing 2-0 at halftime. He
mm,
came on in
mm,
the second half and Inter won that game 3-2. He scored two goals and he won a penalty which Ito scored. So yeah, that
mm,
was back in the day. But Korea, like I think the impact just last 12 or 15 minutes.
mm.
Brilliant signing. I told you last week, I expected to be 2-1 or 3-1, which Simone Inzaghi will run to the touchline, but pretty much it was a week later.
Mm.
But Simone
Yeah.
Inzaghi saw that he ran all the way to the corner
Mm.
flag and jumped over the players. And he
Yeah.
wanted his man. And this is why I say we get a player playing in the league is very important, because if you
Yeah.
get from
Yeah.
French league or you get from Premier League, it takes a lot of time to settle in. Like now you'll see in
Definitely.
Dumfries, he's a very good player, but it'll take some time to settle in. But
Definitely. And
Korea
I would.
hardly had
Yeah.
one training session with us, and that's it. He's back in the team.
Yeah. And again, I would just stress this, that Dumfries definitely needs time to adapt. It's not over. It's not like, oh,
Yeah,
Inzaghi didn't
definitely,
play him.
definitely.
Let's not be reactionary. And yeah, coming to the match, coming to the conclusion of this reaction, Manish. I know we're not doing ratings, but let's pick our top 5 players for Inter today. Who are your top 5 players
Okay,
from
first.
5-1? 5-1, yeah.
Okay, 5-1. I think Zeko will be number five with his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Perisic number four. Uh, Perisic and Lautaro put number four. Number three, I
Mm-hmm.
think, will be Darmian. Number two, Vidal, and number
Mm-hmm.
one, Korea. These are everything.
Okay. So I'm probably gonna go with Checo 5 as well, because I think while he's, when he drops down, it's really important. He links up well, but I think he did have a lot of misplaced passes initially today, and that was
Yeah.
a bit frustrating. Then at 4, this is tough, because Lautaro and Perisic, I think, were key. But I think Lautaro edges it for me because of his pressing today. Like, I remember, this one moment in the second half where he pressed and Vidal also got in and they won the ball back on the left side. I remember that very well. So I think Lautaro at 4. Third, I put Vidal. I think I put Vidal a tight bit. I know he made a huge difference after coming on, but I think Darmian's consistency throughout the match makes me want to put him at second. And I know if I say that, ideally I should put him at 1 because he played the entire match. But this is Tucu Korea's debut.
Oh,
This,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. I know he's been in the league for ages. He's played under Simone Inzaghi, but with that kind of pressure, 1-1 against a team like Hellas Verona, who don't shy. I know we pressed them pretty much, but still to score those kind of goals, that
Oh, the
looping
header
header,
was.
my
I think
my
Lukaku would
God.
be proud. Zeko would be like crazy to score the similar goal.
Yeah,
But
Jeko,
Korea,
I'm
the
pretty
least
sure.
expected player. Like I didn't expect.
Yeah,
I saw
I'm
that ball when
yeah,
he crossed. Zeko missed it. I
mm,
thought, oh shit! But
yeah,
Korea took
yeah.
the header. What a header! And it was like curling, looping header. Like
Looping header, and it was
brilliant.
so well timed. And let's there is a misconception. I think people tend to think that Korea is a short player. Let's remember he's six
No,
feet
he's
two, by
tall.
the way.
That's
Yeah,
what I said.
exactly.
His height, his build
Yeah,
is similar to
yeah,
Kaka, the
yeah,
Milan
yeah.
player. Yeah.
But yeah, I think Tuku Korea, I think we can agree, was the best player. because of those 2 goals. And yeah, I think
And
that's
those
pretty much
magical
it.
goals. It wasn't like a tap in,
Mm,
it was magical.
yeah,
And before we wind up, I just want to address the elephant in the room. Cristiano Ronaldo is gone to Manchester
yeah, yeah,
United.
yeah,
So this
yeah.
means we are on par with Juventus. As of now, I feel we are on
Mm,
par. We are not ahead of Juventus,
mhm, mm,
but still, it's going to be a very
mm,
interesting season because you know what? With Ronaldo and Allegri, pretty much the title belongs to them. And we already
mhm,
saw that Juventus won 9 straight titles. We don't want that again
mm,
back, the monopoly to come back. So now it should be an open
yeah,
league, and I'm glad with the
mm,
Serie A level is really good. So forget it's not
yeah.
the league is going to damage, but it's now it's going to be interesting for me.
Yeah, I mean, I at times feel that Ronaldo going is not going to hurt Juventus as much, because I think Allegri always preferred Dybala being the focal point. But we can
But
talk about
Parmesan
that
30
some other.
goals in a season, top scorer
Yes,
last,
yes,
and
I
every year
agree.
he scored 30 plus goals. So that 30
Oh,
plus goals to replace is
yeah,
going to be tough. I
yes,
think they're going for Moise
definitely.
Keane or something, but I don't think the
Let's see,
quality is
let's
going to
see.
be there.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. So we just wanted to touch upon this briefly. Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind, because of course it's what it was like, the elephant in the room. And coming back to
yeah.
Inter, just before we close, I think we've summed up pretty much everyone's performance. I just wanted to ask you one last thing. How do you think the defense fared overall? Because I still feel we need to address certain errors. While we had technical errors in midfield and up front, I think there is a bit of cohesion that needs to come back in our defense. I think there's some there is some complacency I see here and there. What do you make of it
No, I
in the
think
back line?
the defense, the back three is really solid for me. Other than
Solid,
individual
yeah.
errors, I think a midfield, Brozovic, Hakan, and Barella, I feel there is a lack of communication because
Mm,
a lot of
mm,
times I saw Barella way up ahead, Hakan is on the left, and Brozovic is
yeah.
left isolated a lot of times.
Mm,
So our back three is really good. And again, the stupid individual errors. And in this case, Champions League, all teams will punish us. Real Madrid going to destroy us. Every single
yeah.
error we make, and Benzema is
Yeah.
going to punish us. So we don't have to make that.
Mm,
We have to be really focused. So I think starting with Inzaghi should somehow sort out the midfield area because once Arturo Vidal came on midfield, suddenly there was a boost because
mm.
Hakan and Barella somehow I'm not sure how well they're going to link. But back three for me, it's really good. But again, the communication between midfield and defense that has to improve.
Yeah.
And
I think I
and
agree with that. Yeah.
and the
Sorry.
other
Go
thing
ahead.
is, I think too much one-touch play was happening in the first half. Each time people just one-touch pass, nobody's holding up the ball.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what
So
frustrated me quite a bit
So
in the
interesting,
first half.
interesting. You bring that up because via our Twitter handle, our podcast handle on Twitter, I actually organized a Twitter space at halftime to discuss the first half, and many people joined in. I organized it with Rahul, of course. Many people joined in, and somebody said this exact thing, that there was way too much urgency in our play. They had to calm down at a point. Like there was too many one touch passes, and I kind of agree with that. I don't remember who that person was, but good point brought out, I think. So I think on that note, we can cap off. Good win, guys. We won 3-1. There were of course nervy moments, but this is just the second game of the season. We still have to grow and iron our mistakes out. Uh, you know, Brilliant debut for Tucu Correa. Top performance for Darmian. Vidal is as of now living up to his words that he wants to stay and he wants to prove a point. So yeah, so far so good. We can head into the international break with 6 points and
Yep,
relax
top
over
of
the
the
weekend.
table.
Yeah, top of the table, relax over the weekend. So yeah, guys, that was our post-match reaction. It may have been a bit over the place, but those are our raw emotions right after the match. Too excited, can't contain ourselves. And yeah, again as usual, thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave a like, comment down below what you felt about the match. Who was your man of the match? You can give your tactical thoughts in the comments below. Feel free. And of course, you can listen to this on audio platforms as well, Spotify, whatnot. We'll leave all the links below. And just another heads up that we'll be actually now, once every Serie A match day is over, we'll be doing short Serie A roundups for every match. And so do keep an eye on that as well. So please subscribe, click on the bell icon, and yeah, stay tuned. Sempre Forza Inter.
Forza Inter, guys.